Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back. This is Pxy-VERSE, and today we are returning. Some days I've not been streaming, well, the weekends, but even before I was making some larger changes to the content making, the aspect of content making for my YouTube channel. Let's start some soundtrack here. And there's been these upgrades in Blender recently. Exactly today, Blender 4.4.1, so it's a corrective release of the Blender 4.4 series. So this is not LTS but long-term support, so it's not, but because the features are there's so much attractive improvements that I couldn't resist to do this stuff, changing projects like in the middle of a project. But that's okay because partially okay, so I was lucky in the end. So you see, this is EV, and back to Blender 4.4.0, so one iteration right before. So I've just tested this today, the 0.1, and it fixed the EV largely. So now I have a really cool EV, the glasses are working, the lighting is not so dark. So yeah, I don't know, there are massive fixes there have been, but maybe tiny things, I don't know, just the version works better for my file. So here that would be workbench. Of course I don't want to, I have to revise all the stuff here. So today we're gonna address some dark corridors. We don't have them here. I will be making them on a different file, Blender file, that I will place in the library. So this is a dark corridors. I'm already working on it, but this is very old asset. So this one I've started to build even before all this stuff, and this was like how to say, yeah, I didn't even use linked files, linked objects and stuff. Now I know how to do it, so I'm gonna take this off and bring it back into this larger scene. Yeah, pretty large scene you're gonna see, because we have, so I've been already doing this in the sense of getting it's a starship, cartoon starship, so some materials are very messed up, but yeah, because I've also changed the strategy for compositing. I found a better way. So here's the bridge. So this is yeah, log is looking cool now. The lights are not burning. Oh, there's a very burning light there. I recognize the patterns. It's too pointillized. I don't know what is making this light. Maybe something, I don't know where it comes from. Probably is this scene. Yeah, so this is why I need to separate every of these rooms, these interiors, into their own place. And so I'll bring the stars world to everything by link. So everything will be linked here, and that should be nice. So yeah, this is the front, and yes. That's why I do this. Cut material is not good. I need to find how to prevent this to happen. Okay, when we make there's some boolean cutter there. Okay, so anyways, the dark corridors I showed there, but we're gonna make something more sophisticated. I'm gonna make modular of this stuff, and well, won't be able to find it here. Where are they? Yeah, this is starting to become cool, right? The planet is messed up. I need to fix this asset. I don't know what's going on with this. Yeah, maybe we could try to fix this now. Yeah. Okay, so it's not the UVs. Let's check. Well, I don't know where. Okay, let's go back to layout. Let's check from here. It will be easier. Oh, this doesn't seem to be affected by the... Yeah. Okay, no, this is not the... Alright, so let's make the... I need to reach it, but let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I know this is because of this clipping thing here. $1,000 meters, but I need 4,000 meters, so 4 kilometers. 01, yeah, that's it. Okay, so it's getting some... Oh, maybe it... Okay, so because I'm looking on... No, I don't know what's going on, but we probably can check here the materials. Maybe something related to the... Noise texture. What is this? Let's see. Okay, maybe we should just Nothing changed, so it looks like the whichever texture there is here is not... Okay, the texture is there, okay. So I probably can... Strange how this is not... changing the UVs. Oh, maybe it's because of this. Yeah, of course. Interesting patterns. Alright, maybe. I like this thing in the poles. Maybe we can use this for something. Now it's creates some... We need to make them vanish, I guess. Okay, that seems to be feasible. Nothing too weird here. Alright, so it was just the stupid coordinate here. Okay, let's get... what is this? Oh, this was auto-generate, right? Yeah, it's a procedural generator which is failing, by the way, but this is... This is because I have changed, right? If we do this, now it should probably some tutorial I've checked that did something like that. But I have also the texture, so we can just do this, and maybe this texture actually, this texture, maybe I just got it from the we need some. Now I have the principle. Okay, so now I see that there's something wrong about the projection. Let's try again. That will be very wrong. This can't be good. Yeah, actually, oh, cylinder projection, maybe not too bad. Okay, that is the closest, but I see where's the so how do I fix this stuff there? Doesn't seem to be very fixable. I haven't changed anything there. Maybe leave this untouched. No, still it's broken. Maybe there's some option here. No. Maybe the UV needs some sort of seaming that of course what I'm doing, there's no seams here naturally, so I need to do something about this. Seams on the equator, should that work, or would they be like this? Okay, let's go on the equator then, or at least here we're gonna see. And there are still problems, but that's probably because we can ZY, I can't happy planet. Like a okay, but yeah, this will require some. Yeah, this totally. I'm wasting time here. Something like that can. No, it can't work. Alright, I had something working, right? So. And it certainly will not be this. So yeah, this works, but this is procedural. But that's okay for now. I will. Yeah, let's leave this here. I can't do this. If I am to use the mapping here, we would like to have something. And let's see some. Okay, finally, this will just leave here. Whatever, don't care about. What is this mix? Oh yeah, okay, that will mix the. It was probably for mixing the planet with the. The procedural with the texture, but it's useless, right? Okay, and here if we want to have something darker patches. Can have also something like well, no, not exactly what I wanted. Greener. This is the max zoom I can get here, so holding shift, yeah, this is nice. Okay, I get some sharp limits there. This could be a bit brighter. Okay, this is a bit more color, right? Much better. And let's see, that's probably, yeah, this was totally I got from some tutorials, and here we could get some, can make these clouds, why these clouds need to be white? Let's get some. Okay, let's try this, some sort of very yeah, we can also get some radioactive doesn't combine very well, right? There in the outskirts. Yeah, something like that. Good, yeah, this is very weird looking, right? And that's interesting. So that's, and then we have a mix. What about multiply? What about what is similar to mix? Well, so far can't. Mix will like be either one or the other, right? So it's not the most interesting thing, but the results are good. So soft, yeah, soft light, linear light, something like this could. Just checking here for. Yeah, there's too many possibilities. Subtract to have one. Yeah, so the mix is still the. There'll be better ways to do this, like maybe adding multiple, but this is kind of cool already. So anything else? And we could try to change this. Okay, this creates the clouds. Let's see if we can. try to make this a bit more crazy, maybe. No, let's leave it on that scale. Detail. Roughness can be nice. Control C, like nursery if wanted something. Yeah, let's invert. Alright. And then we could bake this, right? Where is the planet? Okay, there. It's now a different looking planet. There's still something weird about the lightings when I see from the shader and from here, and there's it's a bit too sharp the way the planet appears in relation to the something I probably could do. It wasn't like that, it was looking more integrated before. Oh, it's missing, of course, it's missing the shader. There we go. Now it looks fine. Let's see, can we... Now, let's give roughness invisible planet. No. Metallic planet? No. That for... oh, just a little. Don't think that is a problem. Now, yes, we have an integrated planet. This should be an asset from somewhere else and should not come here through... you see, it's not linked. So we're gonna get this name here. The data, yeah, this is... Space world. Okay, this is another thing. This I got from a free add-on. Is just a HDRI, but I was using just as a projection. So this space here. it's this globe here. Also a cool thing, we can bring this to, should change these names. So also this I need to get it into, so if I hide this and go in EV, then have these stars which are procedural. So you can use use either one or the other according to. We can also probably rotate the stars if I did something about. So this I'm not sure how I would do. How I'll be able to do that. I probably have to. Let's save here and now need to there something like transform vector transforms, not sure. No, it's not like that. I'm looking for some vector to plug in, maybe it's there. I don't know what to do with this world vector. I don't know what do you mean vector? So rotation is vector rotate. All right. Ah, maybe it's this one. Okay. I don't see anything changing. Yeah, so never mind. No. There should be a tutorial about that. So for the most part, it's just a peculiarity. We don't need to have this in a scene. We can also instead just animate the camera, right? The starship, but it will be sometimes much easier to rotate the space, right? If we could do that. Alright, so let's go for the corridors, folks, because there's certainly more stuff to do. Yeah, now it's exciting because I have cool real-time thing visualization with on EV render engine. More, so I can see the glasses. I can see the emissions, which are super useful for any basic sci-fi-ish looking, while if we are using Workbench, we don't really have these dynamics of emission shaders, so it's fucked, right? We can mimic them with light, but it's not the same thing, right? There's no interaction with the lights, so here it's... Yeah, I need to find this light. What is this light about? Yeah, it looks like some light leaking somewhere. very strong light, exaggerated light. Well, I'm gonna fix this one by one. It's probably not in this area here. We can check here. Bridge, yes. So we have the area center. Okay, this is low light. I see 4000 watts. This is area center. Oh, this one. There it was the culprit. All right, where are you? I need to find you. Ah, there it is. So it is some strange positioning. Let's move them down. Yeah, they're getting, yeah, they truly getting light into the scene. This more interesting light source, but they are very corrupted, right? We need to furthermore they are behind some columns there. Yeah, so all this is wrong. Let's get first, let's reduce this to, this one is 4000. Yeah, 4000 is good, but maybe for this one, this I'm gonna just delete. We cannot symmetrize, but we can still do this. That's not satisfying, right? We need to rectangle. Okay, something like that seems good. Would be great if we could add modifier too. Yeah, there's not symmetrized stuff, right? What you can do, of course, is just get a Shift D. Well, maybe it didn't work. Yeah, I see. Maybe it's some scale problem. Okay, it needs to now it worked. Good. So if we turn these lights off, yeah, it doesn't do too much, right? The scene is still highlighted thanks to some global suns. Oh, there's also this one. No, this is this small one. Yeah, okay, this is getting somewhere. But now let's go back to the other file, right? So I will bring the stars here. I'm gonna save here, folks. Then I was working on the scene generic assets, modular corridor dark. Yeah. Okay, so this is already a dummy, which is from asset library. Then the sun, they're not using this too much here. Let's get, yeah, we're gonna just this. We're gonna get the shading here. Apparently we already got EV stars, yes. So this is also asset library, great. I need to go back to the materials. I've got some materials here. Let's go back to the layout. We can look at here. We see that. So I'm rebuilding this, not from scratch, but nearly. I'm gonna make this the modular approach, right? So I'm deconstructing, seeing the building blocks that I've used. So making also this time with a reference, because I really want to have a good insight. So I'm gonna make rehabilitate the materials, make them different. Maybe I have to bring more materials from the other scene to because this one might not have. Oh, there's a lot of materials here, but maybe. Oops, what's going on? Is that gonna crash? No, it's here. Okay, so yeah, tons of objects, maybe not all the objects. That object thing will be a problem. The material thing will be a problem. I need more of the interactive ones. They okay, but here we're gonna save here, because this is the Ready Blender 4.4.1. So there are some materials that I definitely probably not gonna use in this one. For example, what material is this? Metal black. Okay. I don't think there is. This is used elsewhere. So for example, metal base. Not metal black, metal base. Okay, don't get that. And this it's procedural. It's not even working here. But yeah, we don't want this for here. With this wireframe here, I think there's a better approach for this, so I don't need that. There's a tutorial that makes this thing better. Could be a cool thing to get it to work, right? This is one of those lamp things, so I'm not gonna make this illuminated. Metal base 4, so glass lamp, yeah, certainly not that. And then yeah, so for here we're not gonna use the carpets nor that, so more about I would like to have, yes, I think I can bring all the materials that I want from the other scene from, yeah, I probably can do that. So let's just see here what we got. The lamp 02, then we have this wireframe here, and this is metal base, and this lamp, yeah, so, and this is, okay, so a lot of stuff messed up here. Alright, I want to fix this one, so I know a tutorial that handles this. Let's gonna take a look on that. Oh, maybe you're not, yeah, you can't see, so let's get you to see that one. So basically that would be what's the name of wire node fixing, yeah, this one here, fixing Blender's biggest issue. Yeah, this guy always comes up with cool ideas. So here's the problem, okay, then the solution. Okay, so this is just a 4 years tutorial. So here we're gonna see blah, blah. Okay, there's something about the resetting of the UVs, right? Okay. All right, so UV coordinate, let's see, texture coordinate, what's texture coordinate UV, alright, separate XYZ, right, from UV, separate XYZ, add, and then you're gonna add, okay, let's check here, shading, let's go back to shading, where's this stuff here. Okay, I'm gonna make this like, let's make a duplicate here. We're gonna call this emission, right? Emission, that sounds fairer. So wireframe 01, yeah. No, not 01. Like that. I'm gonna do that. So this is the problematic node, and so since we can mark as asset in, right, we can keep some data here. Alright, so we need the reset. So we're gonna add here a, what is the base here to material output? Okay, there's nothing except for texture coordinate, yeah, but no texture, separate XYZ. Texture coordinate, okay, there's image texture, no texture coordinate UV into here. Then we want the add, is that, no, matte node add. Alright, then we got the Y, compare, okay. to compare the value to get the same value to both, then epsilon value, and one has x, the other y. Okay, so I thought it was too complicated. Oops, not mute, too complicated when I first learned that, so it's, but now it seems very, I think I think that would be a mix color. I don't know what's this, how I'm gonna mix that later, but probably not a mix color. And then value input, so here we can get epsilon, and there's one missing. Yeah, there's one that we can just input manually. Viewer, okay, we got the viewer is Control Shift left click. No, I don't need I don't know. Okay, so we can delete this. Let's, nothing is happening, so now need this value epsilon must be something, yeah, there. So we have oh yeah, multiply, of course, multiply at maximum, then we mat, it's the same idea, multiply at maximum, that means I'm gonna merge them, it's not a mix, and apparently yes, its values, is that correct? Alright, but what do you have here? Okay, they got crossed for some reason, then nothing changed here. Okay, then the idea would be to get an invert in the end, and so you have this, and of course that means the geometry. Of course I need to do something about this stuff, like let's say subdivide and then UV reset, and there we go. And then if I have this cut through like here, then we get reset, and oh, now it's not working. Why does this shiny have some annoying, no, there's no material to this, so why is this, yeah, I'll ignore this dummy. So anything new here? UV, blah blah, then there's the reset trick. Everything seems to be, there's a threshold here. Yes, we can do that. Alright. This can be obtained with a control shift Control Shift, no, Control. Shift left click. There we go. Then create the rerouter. Yeah, so this is pretty funny, right? And we need to address the colors, the effects. Yeah, so there's no color here. We need to no shader, nothing. So we need to bring this stuff into emissions. I'm confused about this emission going into this. What's this principle bullshit here? Why is this no-sensical thing? Oh, I see. There's a yeah, look at this one. So this is not for nothing apparently. Don't see the Fresnel. I don't see also it doing anything here. Okay, so clearly we want to maintain mix shader. Okay, then we have another mixing, and this is the wireframe where we, if we take it off, it just becomes emission. So alright, let's try to get this one and bring it to here. The driver was not copied, right? But we need to yeah, so there's a blank color here. We want to give some color here. UV to can we get this? No, this doesn't work. Mix shade, no, not mix shader. I need a base color, right? So that's why I not need this shader. So color. Then we don't have any color here. Invert color, which color, right? So I need yeah, I'm confused because these nodes we've met, they come blank, right? So I don't know how to be like RGB input, just a single color, something like that, and I need to get it here and there's no input to this, so let's copy driver, paste driver, and we still have the problem now that okay, this will be like we need a different formula here, so that's glitchy. That's much better. No, but it's not what we need. Scene frame. Not work. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing here, so that will be of course there is delete driver here. Okay, never mind. Delete that. How do I control the other color, right? There's one blank color here. So it's white and black in his example, but can't we bring this to... There's nothing else here, it's just... Okay, then there's a subtracting group input. Okay, so I don't like the group, so just any other reference here? Apparently not. Okay, so this is how we can fix that thing, but so why is the... So I need to bring... Okay, can I mix color? Oh, I think I got the idea. Alright, so take this off. We can actually... Maybe this becomes a factor and just gonna... No, not the case. nothing happened, not good, nothing good here. Oh, need to bring this, right? Too soon to give up. What is happening? Okay, there go the things. Now I need okay, this is my default one, and then there we go. So that was the way to. So I need these math things here. I'm not getting the subtract, but I think it's just a variation here. So the value here, and got this stuff. Rerouter. I have the two colors here, which really we just gonna invert here. So that's like Alt J, Alt J, Control J. Let's call this, like, can we node label, like that will be maths, yeah. Like it's actually the name of this shit is like, it's a fixer, yeah, wireframe node fixer. I do uppercase, so colors, that are mixed, yeah, so been tending. And here if then I can place, so why do I need these mixers here? Now I think emission, there'll come another emission that, so here I'm not sure why. This invert then is not necessary. Let's see what happens when I play this. I get rid of, yeah, this is getting rid of the emission. So actually I need to drive something else here. So let's say divide. Divide takes longer, I think. Division will divide the string by a lot, right? So it's like not interesting, yes, because we can reduce the intensity of these lights. So multiply will be indeed very bright, obfuscating, so it's not so good. So we can leave it at 1 or times 2 maybe, that's fine. Then we get frame divide by, I think this is the speed. So I want to times 8 maybe. And the rest depends on the frame rate. And you could also cosine, I don't know what's difference. Okay, then we can of course change stuff here, which I didn't. Alright, and the other thing of course will be to add drivers to other things. We could even add driver to this, but it's hard to manipulate those things right away, so this is just the emission, so it will blink like that. But yeah, if only I could control this whole speed, reduce the I think there's some, no, if I, let me check something. Okay, so what I'm doing here is that absolute, like it's like square brackets in maths for numbers, so normal, we're normalizing so everything is positive, everything that, but it's not exactly that I wanted. So the emission is always positive, see? Because the sine and cosine, they will tend to get a lower value, but it's not exactly, it's too fast, right? So when it becomes dark, I don't think there's a way to fix this. There's just a snap, a small snapping of the let's take this off. It's boring, right? But okay, let's leave it. Then let's try to add something. If I could make some formula here. Oh, there we go. I see. I see. So let's get like, instead let's bring like this. So does that means that we can do something crazy here, right? Like if I add okay, add driver, let's see what you can do here. Okay, we can start with this times I don't know, scene of frame. No, this is not good value, so times 10. Okay, I'm gonna copy this and delete. Let's see. Okay, they get multiplied and they seem to fail miserably, so I need to, let's try again. Okay, I need that driver. this multiplies, right? So the multiplication gives a negative. Okay, so this might be why you need. Let's try this again. No, this got a little too bad. Yeah. But it's not varying. Oh, there is some variation there. Not sure. No, it's just an illusion. The value is not changing, right? So why the value refuse to change? Let's instead like this one. I don't know, so copy driver, paste driver. Now we got some change. And here they are symmetric, right? Let's see. Because then I don't know what they just get some multiplication here, and that certainly get everything different, right? Yeah, it was doing this kind of stuff that I reach other results there, but the purpose of this one is just getting the and here we could get interesting, right? So what if I very weird stuff, appealing but weird. Yeah, I could could do this for a long time, right? That's too crazy. Yeah, so we can change this. In the end, it's not exactly the kind of effect that we want here, but I can always just dissolve this and yeah, okay, then we reset this UV and something doesn't seem to work. Okay, maybe I messed up something here. It is very crazy. Okay, let's try to... Oh yeah, the face is kind of disrupted, right? Still... Oh yeah, here it's the culprit. Now we got the correct shape. So what you can do with that, a lot of things, right folks? We can get this like subdivide. Control E subdivide, like Control E subdivide, and Control E subdivide, and then there is this crazy select random, no, select material, layout, select, okay, so L, select, checker deselect, okay, not exactly what I want, but that can serve as well. Then we get this, and we can reset the UVs only for certain ones, right? And yeah, but we can reset for everything. Okay, UV and rep. I have the generic thing. Then we can of course go back here. Let's get into this metal base here. Is that inverted? No, I don't know why this materials, metal base, this one, okay. Okay, I've got a new light material. It's not, we can always make another version of it for a less complicated setup. Yes, like let's do this. Let's get the dynamic lighting, the shaders. So let's go back to this. So this is like, yeah, how to recall the dynamic things. So okay, let's make a variation here. Mark as asset this too, but we're gonna delete driver, delete driver. So let's say that now I want these things a bit more stable, and assign except for this one. Okay, so I'm not being able to do this here. Need to bring this this one here. Assign, all right. Okay, so for this one, I want to. Okay, let's dissolve this. So I just want the basic solution, right? That from the tutorial. See what it does, right? So it cuts. So that's nice. And we could have some. I'll maintain the colors like that. And here what we can do is get the mix color. Is there anything we can multiply? No. add, I think the add here, because seems adequate at least. Well, no, let's leave the mix here. Don't want to get it confusing. The other is working, so here is where I need to perhaps just get some driver here, like so. Frame divided scene of frame, so you get whatever is the frame, it will become this cyclic thing. Statically it needs some division apparently. I think I'm doing something wrong. Of course, we need some proper target here. I see what I might be doing wrong. I've just added the driver, but I need to clear those things in the drivers. It's like I don't want this. Now we go. But you see there's two emissions, and we could instead I cannot change this one. Yeah, because the driver is affecting this before. What happens if I add a driver to this? There's a driver to the alpha. Maybe, okay, we got the emission, or before the emission we can probably get something like get a negative emission, right? So I don't want that. So here I imagine something like a color, maybe something like a gamma, and then we can play with or not gamma. Let's try something. What is light fall off? No, it's too complicated. Okay, we could have something like that, and so the idea would be to have always a negative, which I don't know how to always make a scene negative. That's just too crazy. Or I could try negative frame. Yeah, it keeps growing negatively, so we cannot control. No, I can't do that. Yeah, the controller is just the frame, and this is a value that I need to sort of decide. The scene is one way. There's other. Oh, of course. Absolute scene of frame, negative absolute. This just make a large negative number, which is not good. So this is too big, right? So let's divide this by 2, maybe even more, by 4. Yes, alright, so this is interesting. Wireframe dynamic, yeah, so light is emissions too long, so let's see, light pod source, no, just in, okay, let's say really I have the more complicated names for that, so like matte, yeah, that's too bad, right? MED, emission dynamic, hard to read, right? Wireframe 02. If I don't have the emission, I just don't know how to know what is it, right? So some stuff are metal, some stuff are, yeah, lamp is lamp D, or how do you call it? Frame? No. Keyframe? No. Yeah, lamp anim. Alright, that's clear enough. then wireframe. Okay, then this now let's look for this other this of course is a wrong name, so metal dark 01, right? So all these have this metal, and then we have this other metal which don't seem to have anything special. So now I'm gonna assess this old stuff here. This one is lamp lamp 02. Okay, so gonna what is this stuff? Okay, we don't see. Okay, we can get this matte lamp 00 because I don't know what is the 01 anyways, so we can delete this. Yeah, I like the ones on the sides here. They're looking good. And then here we got this, which is this metal base. This is not good, so let's see. Texture, coordinate waves, texture, the UV. Do you need the UV for that? I don't think this is a case of... Well, maybe it's a good idea. Why do you have this... the mapping for bands, wave texture. Yeah, I see, it's some sort of... It's very distorted, right? Let's remake those UVs. Yeah, like a rough metal. That, yeah, makes sense. Okay, but it's on many parts of this which are not really working, right? All this okay, I'm gonna change the colors for this one, right? So there's nothing called this right now. This is for the, oh yeah, this is used for the pipes, all right? So but this is not working. We need to probably let's isolate this, and yeah, I cannot, all right. It's using currently, yes, there's a texture checkers here that is not being used, so we want the procedural, because now I'm on EV, so not need this one. Cylinder projection, no, not the case here. Why not? this kind of cylinder projection with some adjustments. A bit hard to read, right? So not good here. Yeah, it's about bad material, right? So not really for this kind of stuff. So I'll just leave it like this. Yeah, this is what I wanted, something like that. But it's not really cool for these pipes, right? So certainly it's not for this, so this is just for temporary. So I want to pick these ones and let's make some changes here. So here is where I would like to use what's different here. We got this metal. Okay, this was the wave texture there. So yeah, it makes sense, but we need to bring this to some yeah, so this is like the kind of thing that you have to manually, if I were to use UV, to command yeah, something like that is better. And then for these ones, yeah, the idea here is get something a bit psychedelic, and I have this color. What is this about? Okay, so it's darken, but we don't have a. Here we could have some BS principal PSDF, yes. And for some reason it is not working, or instead let's get the diffuse. Okay, so it's not. Okay, so it looks like this is not. Of course, this color means nothing, maybe. Yeah, maybe I need some light to. I have a sunlight here, so without shadow, so. Oh yeah, it is doing, it's just too dark, of course. There we go, so you have some, it is there. So I need to change this. Let's go back here and bring here some light. Yeah, so this will be a little problematic because in emission shaders they don't actually. Oh, they are. Maybe they've improved the algorithm. Not sure, but it seems that it is emitting light to some. But okay, so we are gonna add here this area light, and that should help, right? Maybe a little more here, and yeah, so the diffuse sort of, so it gets some interaction, so we don't want it to emit. We'd like it to have principled. Okay, this absorbs light, so here we can get some metallic effect. A lot of reflection of something like that. Yeah, those lights in the ceiling are too heavy, so can I just Okay, then just gonna try to change here the scale. Yeah, get those strips of more visible. Okay, this idea. Good, but we're still not in the modeling part, which is the most one also. We just got this one thing here of dark corridor. There are a lot of things that we are missing here. I've sort of dismantled this stuff. It was slightly more complicated. Let's see, so here we got so what I do with this, very simple. We can bring this back, so I'm using this active to one of these vertices, right? Then I got grid, absolute snapping, well, it could be increment, absolute increment snap, GY, hold control, and no, it's not working. So it's because this is I see, there's some there are some things which are inconsistent here, so I need to match. Okay, here, and now this here. Now that seems correct. All right. Now I have. So this I also got from a tutorial. This idea of getting. Let's also change the material of these pipes. This checker is not gonna help here, so I'm gonna just duplicate this. Gonna make this matte pipes. I have already something like that, but and I go to the shading again. Don't need the checker. I don't need this. Diffuse. No, this is a metal. So principle. And this one. So you have this color. I need to make a color for this. Okay, why you have these bizarre color patterns? Fine. I won't say this isn't fun. It looks like those kid playgrounds. I don't know. Maybe the pipes I should. No, it's just. Okay, let's live like that. Yeah, here. Color 2, color. Vector. Oh, okay. I'm facing the. Well, no. Maybe another problem of lights. Okay, now I get some results. Okay, let's leave it generated. And interesting pattern of colors, just accidental. But not so suited for the dark corridor idea, right? This is still not going well. Color 2. We can animate something like that. Yeah, I like more like this. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a sort of random thing, right? So good, good, good. That this is too big, but this is just one segment, right? The idea is that we'll be able to and this is like sort of a calculated height that most likely I'm gonna remake here. So if I hide this object here, I've readjusted this to the okay, let's go here into this view. Okay, so this doesn't help because we don't have material preview for this, so this is not good. Alright, let's leave like this. We can this was just some tests, right? Why not? This is kind of happy accident, right? But we'll have to deal with some things here, like we see already something is wrong about this position. Alright, just a little mistake. So if we get the array, so we start to get this thing more elongated, but this is just pure repetition, no fun. But I already get some dark corridor, right? And if we add the other object, which is let's get this array 20. If we get this alongside this other, and we can get this, but this is more for the, they're not gonna be everywhere, right? They will be just, although this is also cool, but like I want to give them a certain distancing. So I think the ceiling might be slightly too low. Yes, so let's fix the connectors. So by means of the connectors, that I'm trying to get proper some generic values for architectural, let's say like that, combinations. I hate the navigate stuff. Okay, so for the width, we have 1, 2. Why does this have some value here that doesn't seem like it was a visual thing, but I'm making those things larger, right? So anyways, gonna grab this whole thing. Yeah, I don't like this. Let's get the gonna pick them simultaneously, and gonna push or drag this stuff in a calculated manner about here, and now this is where we catch yeah, let's catch this one. Gonna get the active element and snap X there, absolute grid snap, so it will be here. For the height, then we pick, yeah, I'll have to sacrifice something. No, it could be that, yeah, can be, yeah, that. So we're gonna do the same here. We want to reach the, but we're gonna grab this one, and there it is. So yeah, so the thing here is that we're making this more organized. I like how it ended up. So now what we have is that is this some strange intersections there. Yeah, this thing seems to have lost some. We can also reposition this to some. Let's dissolve this one. Flatten this first. Can hide this. Let's try to yeah, I see what's going on. We got some things here which are not matching, right? So let's just hide this stuff. So this get a lot of inaccurate stuff going there. So I'm gonna just snap to the it's not clear what is it, so this will be there are many. Okay, so we're gonna do group by group, right? So this start here. Doesn't matter which we start with. The important is they yeah, don't seem that I can do this. Okay, this also works. I think this one will be easier. It's like 3D cursor, X. The problem is that I cannot get the cursor to a certain point, so it's SZ0. Always double checking if there won't be any. Then this stuff, they got messed up, of course. Here I won't be. I just get some approximation that should work. I don't know what I've snapped there. Yeah, like everything needs to be snapped back. At least those ones. Then yeah, there's a lot of things there. And the center, that seems correct. Just to be sure. I think if I pick all of them at once and I get the oh yeah, I can X, okay, new trick, new old trick, so we can fix that. But then we got since I've changed the UVs, reset this. This will be nice if we could so because these are details, right, don't need to be totally precise, but if we can get some regular values, that also is cool. I don't know what this. Oh, this is the axis, world axis. Okay, then we need here. Yeah, we all got messed up here also. Gonna do here. So first, whichever it is, we place it here and select this SXY. No, not Y. SX0, S enter, SZ0 enter, SX0. But here we're gonna pick this, gonna make sure yeah, just making sure all the axes are matching. And then again L for material, no, face, okay, then reset UV, no, we're getting there, right? Why I can just dissolve this. No, this is bad. Not snap to 3D cursor, but to scale to delta x-axis 0 using the 3D cursor. Alright, and then there's some stuff here. It's just an illusion, this is correct. Let's see. Yes, then all this will be a problem. It's too complicated mesh, so you can easily redo this thing, right? It's not the shader is actually what shaders. I also even let's just see if this is a reset thing. Yes, it's a reset thing. So what I'm gonna do here is just okay, just trying to remember what I did here. Alright, the material is called matte lamp 02. Okay, so it's gonna dissolve everything here. So it will be easier to reorganize. Since it got messed up, right? Good. So this is like, now they've got this big panel. Yeah, it'd be good if I is that matching? No, it's not matching. Not that it needs to match. But it's not good for this crossing, right? So okay, let's cut here along Z. Okay, this is the correct one. I don't understand. Maybe the 3D cursor is interfering. Okay, I think this is the correct one. Then we need cut along X. There we go. No. Okay, what's this? Dissolve. Okay, dissolve that one. Then it's re F. And then something here. Okay, we need that F didn't work for some reason. This face didn't got cut. Okay, when I deleted this face, this structure, of course, we're gonna cause a lot of problem for now. So I'm gonna it's just a simple material. We're gonna fix that later. It's like details. It's better to fix after we got stuff achieved. Extrude there and extrude there. Merge by distance. Yeah, just this one. Okay, then we need to continue this thing here, I guess. F. This is F is not. No, it's J. I have. All right. Then Alright, and I can keep this as a sort of a, not a template, but I'm going to duplicate it so there will be dark corridor 0, 0. That means start building, what is, yeah, this is the arc, let's say, exit, yeah, exit, entrance, door, it's not frame, yeah, frame, whatever. And this, after I got this finished, these adjustments, I will do this template thing. There will be some symmetry features here that we could save time, but too late. I don't know how this stuff got messed up. Maybe it's they were always messed up. Okay, that should have solved this stuff, except that, oh no, they're still from this view. Okay, that looks good. Now we can, now there's still one imperfection. It might be from the bottom. Okay, I don't know. Maybe another thing I should just go on and... Oh, here. Just from the... Okay, that can happen. It's not auto merge, so it's not finished. Yeah, this also is getting too much trouble. I think I get the idea here. You have to solve all that. Even delete all this. Snap this to here and let's check. Okay, we got this thing ready. Now we can save this. Yeah, let's save it from here already. What are these materials? Right, so you get this, everything except this. Okay, so all is painted with this same material except the pipes. Then we get we don't need this one. It's very uninteresting without this blank thing. Then we can have the extra frame. Let's see which material this uses. We don't need this. Well, glass could be nice, we could, but we're not gonna use in the frame structure. Ah, it was using the material, the you see that the pipes are not, yeah, because I have budged this positioning. Yeah, so I have to reposition this structure here, but that is much simpler. It's just a it could be even a solidified stuff, right? So we can solidify from both directions. I think that will be the smartest thing. Then we got here a generate solidify from here. Then we're gonna 0.05, no, wait, 0. Let's take off the array for now. No, these are not faces, of course. It's not working, so you can just see how it starts filling. Except here we got, we'd like to have a yeah, so it's exactly this. No, it's not exactly this. So one. Okay, one on each side. Now this is correct. And now if we apply the array, yeah, this is also correct. And so here we can also fix these prepositions here. So I'm gonna snap this. So the idea here, we want to get the pipes in. We got a problem here with the positioning of the ceiling, so these ones could be more arbitrary. Don't really care about this, but this one is important. Yeah, so I don't want this to be... I have to align those things eventually. So I have to make a decision. Yeah, we can't have this stuff here, right? We need some coherence. Something like this can work. Why do I need this? Maybe I don't need this. No, I'm dissolving stuff. Hold on. The idea is to dissolve here, but then we want oh yeah, I have the is this angle here, that's why. The solution to that could be this. Now there's this structure here doesn't seem to yeah, so I'm making the floor exactly on here, not the base of the structure, but the base of the floor that the characters will walk. So just as a reference for the building of this kind of stuff. So here we got something weird. What is happening here? Have some bad interactions here, so I'm gonna push this here. Now that's fine. Can also make this larger, why not? Let's also no, I can't move them in. I got some wrong extrapolation here because I've scaled them and in all directions, so this is easy to solve. Halfway here and halfway here. Yeah, so the reason I'm very precise with that is that I like this organization, and also when it comes to going back to the project here and then, if things are organized, at least for me, it's easy to remember what's going on, and it will be more interesting to make retakes, right, in a more analytic way. I think you see what I mean. And here we could try to match this thing. Yeah, it makes sense. So we could try to, we can use the bevel here, right? gonna do something like that, right? So we're gonna match this here, and this one maybe we're gonna match here, but then we gonna move this like here. Yeah, so there is some amount of this needs to stay there. Yeah. Okay, now this is more harmonious, and we can return the mirror, return the array. How would I go if I wanted to jump this array? Not sure if the mirror after the solidify would be nice, but okay, let's. So you have a. This is how it goes there. Okay, this is related to the distance here. Is the distance of the block. One, two, three. So right, it's exactly 5, and they are here, right? So this is the entrance, and the other side could have an exit, but we can have more of this in between, right? So is the frame for I can reuse this for other corridors that might be using different things, right? The important is that I get an idea of this, the height, overall the idea that we have for this stuff. Alright, yeah, so my idea here is how will I get ten times, 15 times, 20 times, yeah, so this is the way to go. Relative offset. So the count, then we can have also multiples of 5 here. And I think there are limitations, right? I need to, if I wanted to create a different pattern, that would not be this is not the correct way. Okay, let's repeat just 5 times, and oh no, I need this one. Okay, this one is too long, so this one repeat 5 times. Okay, 10 times, and then this repeat 6 times. That will cover the stuff here, right? So here we get one pattern. Then the question here would be to augment or reduce this. So of course it's not this what I want. This could work. Looks okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, then there's the naming. Okay, frame. Got this. Then this will be template. This is not good, right? This is also a template, but frame. I'm gonna pick this one and gonna duplicate. Okay. Now I'm gonna work from it. Yeah, too much stuff to do here, right? I can start trying to bring back that light, but I think I have a better idea here. GG doesn't work. Okay, along normal it works. I'm gonna bring it to light. Alright, of course we need to reset. Cool, but it's not the one that I wanted. There'll be others here to do this stuff. It's not this. And this I think does nothing. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have the cool ones here, so also I could try to not do that. It's like it's really not that, but Not too bad, but that can work. It gives some weird uh, configuration. Then here we need no, it's not from here. There's not a place for lights here, so we can maybe something like that will be nice, right? But it's too big, right? But yeah, whatever, that might be a plausible solution. And here is what we do with the center here. Should I, or maybe this one? This didn't work very well here. So I cannot move this up or down because it's already the floor, yeah, the base floor, so I just need to... This extrusion is horrible. And it's not... Okay, maybe there's some stuff merged here already, that's why. Looks like I got some anomaly here. maybe I make a mistake here. No, I don't know why those things are doing here. Very weird. Here I need, yeah, it's a dark corridor. It's not like the other ones, but yeah, I probably need something adaptive. Here I don't have any adequate material to fit in this place. What's this even about? Break texture. Okay, we need a BS principle. Yeah, there's a break texture that is doing nothing here. Ah, UV, there's problem with... There we go. Ah, it has a brick texture after all. Okay, so here we... Not reset, but... Follow active quads. Ah, interesting. Okay, that's nice. Then here we're gonna get some... Ah, there's the mortar. Okay, I'll be... This is why this can be a little darker. Three. This is nice. Then Smoothness of mortar, just a little. Mortar size, oh, that's kind of cool also. That's kind of cool, right? Let's make it slightly sharper. Now this is size. We need some smoothness for it to start to appear. That will have an impact, and these also have its yeah, let's leave like this, and here we're gonna try to leave at this. All right. And this metal, we're gonna change metal is a way brick bricks way. Gonna mark as asset. And we're gonna connect this. Oh, there's a bit too we can't have this have to do something about the lights here. The way it reacts, it's not good. I need to map some okay, things to address later on. Oops, this is snapping accidentally. The BSDF principle, it's not, without maps this is too complex. So maybe I should just use a diffuse or glossy, I don't know. Yeah, as the light is right in front here. So this is not Very nice. It doesn't have any feature to, it's not a mission shader, not something like that, although it looks like. Alright, so for now let's leave it like this, and we could also try a mission. Maybe it's not too bad. Yeah, so it's just an emission thing, and yeah, that's with less interference. All right. What the pipes have, they are principal. They could be some. More metal to them, metalness. They might be able to reflect, so let's reduce a little more of its roughness. As for this, let's try .5 maybe. Yeah, 1.5, alright. Or 1.2. Then for the ceiling, that is important. We see that yeah, we have X instead of template, let's call it 02. We can take off the mirror here. Inset something here. Extrude. Inset again. So there are many things that could be interesting, right? But I'm just gonna do the boring setup to start with. Can be good on repetitions. The idea we could have some screen like that, but this is not the idea here. Why not right now? This is more like of course now here it will be around here that we get the lamp 02 if I'm not wrong. Yes. And as for this in the center, then we could have like subdivide, reset, and these are the ones that we could assign something like this. No, not like this. this one, the crazy one. Yeah, so it's too much, right? So we could try to, we could do this by checker this select, and no, this is not working. Yeah, that'll give another effect, but who cares? It's too much light, right? So this is why this is not, needs to be subtle thing, right? I could also try to, I don't know, do any other kind of UV and see what happens. Very insane. Alright, so let's just reset here and get this to be these ones. Okay, for now let's get this one, okay. Or we could just get these ones. I don't know what's happened to this metal. That may also work. But I think this can be a little more interesting. A little more chaotic. Okay, this looks like a lot of strange codes that can work. Then we have there will be much more to be. Oh yes, in the ceiling, right? So this will be the last thing that I'm gonna do here. So we can grab this maybe. Let's make just one about. Oh yeah, there are many ways to do that. So let's try. They'll get too close here. So let's do this. Do like something like here. Extrude. So it's gonna inset again. Extrude, then inset and extrude, and that's it. So basically these ones will be the same of this, if that's not too bad. Now it's bad, we don't see them very well, so let's keep them. Not sure this will be good. Yeah, so actually here let's get a brick thing here, and this one will be this nothing happens. Now it is happening, okay, but we change to this one maybe. Yeah, acceptable, but we can try more stuff. This one is better, or this one. Yeah, that one's also cool. And yes, so this is the first so I have the template. When did I lose it? Have the template, which can be used totally in some case. Then we have this one, and we're gonna, well, they are part of this file, so I don't need to make themselves as assets, but there's actually a good idea. So mark as asset, mark as assets. And this boolean thing, it's not active right now, but it's for some commodity. If you want to hide the ceiling, for instance. Yeah, probably I don't have the technique here. It's just can cause some problems with depending if you go after or before the modifier. So we're gonna get, yeah, let's go after. So boolean, we got this and this. We're gonna, as I change them, they are changing in the asset, so it's linked. So I'm really changed the base. So here I pick this, let's pick this, Control C, select, copy selected modifier, boolean, and if I get this thing now, here we go, we can cut off the ceiling and work from here. This is not good, right? Well, this goes below, right? But it's not... It's not terrible, but that can work. So here we're gonna pick this cube. Let's just apply all transforms. And I have no idea what... Oh, there are some glitches from... Yeah, the thing seems completely glitched. You don't have a material, but you're behaving as if you were visible. I think this is a bug. This should be... display as wire, but why? Oh, in the render. Okay, so no. Okay, I have no idea what's going on with that, but anyways, now I'm gonna try to see how I can organize these things if they are not occupying the same position. Okay, so what matters is if their origin, right? What matters, not their current position, doesn't really matter. So I need to let's pick this one, turn off here for a moment, see where it is. It's okay, its origin, it's precisely there, but that's not exactly the center, right? So I'm gonna change that. I don't think this will change the array thing. No, it doesn't. The array, the mirror is not optional, but the array is optional, so we can... So since this is the second, we can now snap here to like this, and this we're gonna turn the modular. We need to readjust now. Okay, that seems to work as well. So everything. Then let's check for this one. No, not this one. This one we don't care about its origin. So not this one, this the frame, okay. This origin will be more complicated, right? So because it doesn't follow exactly, so I'm gonna okay, we'll accept this. It will have a different array probably. Then works, okay. Then we need to start making the corridors okay, so I have a problem here, but easily fixable with this. We already see where we might have to implement some something, right? The entrance could be different. Now, of course, this I could have a lot of them, so the idea is that we'll play with that, and we have the curvature, the curve, the intersection, maybe some doors to some places, yeah, so that could be maybe even some passage up or down, I don't know. Yeah, so that's this set will bring the requirement of plenty of creativity stuff, but that was already a good reorganization. I'm not gonna do too many crazy things here, right? Just cool variations. And this is one version of Dark Corridor, right? We could have many others, but that can start using right away for Starship or some stuff. Alright folks, so this was for today, I guess. Yes, we're building and gonna continue doing this stuff next day, so I'm dedicating time for that. Let's see, there are characters to complete, and my focus here is to start organizing this asset library in Blender. It's very difficult, but I hope they improve the features also. So this is a different file that I've made. I've just started a new file so that I can modular corridor dark. So everything that is related to this corridor dark will be in this file. And this goes already to the asset library, which is, I don't know why it has got all those duplicates. So these are problems that may be arise because of exchange of or instances that are being repeated, right? So many of those things are not really necessary, but here, or they need to update. But here you see I've organized, these are not folders. So here I already get some materials, and there are a lot of duplicates, and I don't know why they are happening. So it's very unfortunate. I have to revise that because I've changed my compositing solution. Yeah, so you see I have one brick here, but this is not the same thing. Carpet, we could use this for some corridor, not the dark corridor. The checker. Glass, which don't show here for some, even some planet texture. World is also so I'm gonna clean up this stuff. I think this is happening possibly because I have multiple files in the asset library which are actually in iterations, right? Because of backup, and then because I didn't delete them, is probably they are appearing here, besides some accidental duplicates that I've made. Yeah, so the idea would be not to save the, because now I'm working on this file directly in the folder of the asset library, because this is the problem. We cannot place stuff in the asset library. We need to save files directly into there, or save as asset, but then it goes not to the file that contain the assets must exist, and it must be there, so it's difficult to update. It's like you cannot save something in the folder, you need to create a file from the folder. And so you see here, for instance, I have these iterations. They are old, I don't need this, but they are backups. I would just need this, so this is why my hopeful. And this, then there's another problem, that the same materials that might be existing here, for if I'm reusing them, maybe they are here. It's tricky. So I don't understand all the, at least scene generic assets here. It's simple. I have, ignore the library here. Here I have, okay, I have just a dummy, and it's a asset, 3D asset from this file. And here I could have other basic stuff. I was doing one for the, wait, I'm missing something here. I think this one. Okay, this will take a while. Maybe my Blender will crash. No, it's okay. So maybe it's not in this. Yeah, I should have, might have saved it somewhere else. So basically I was placing all the assets from, I'll show you what the, so I was repositioning assets from this lounge here. Start to become pretty cool with the, when EV works, right? And here there's many animations going on, but anyways, lots of texture here that will need some retake, but I've been where's the things here, yeah, so many of these assets here I was bringing them back as in an organized fashion. I just can't find the original file here, but if I check this here, you see this is a linked, so this comes from the library. This is a linked object from somewhere else. So it's not just something on this library assets which I can access from this file. It comes, although it could, right? And then I don't know if it will appear the link, but this comes directly from a real file, blend file, which, so I was organizing all these little things, and that makes them easier to manage when the link appear here, the link icon, actually the link with library override, so I can change their positioning, scale. They are basic object transforms. Alright folks, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching, hope that was interesting, and then we gonna be doing these improvements, and these dark corridors I'm gonna make them for another interior that might not exist here. This is one of the dark corridors, the old version. It's cool, but it's pretty simple, right? It's my first attempt with the effects. Alright folks, that's it. See you next time, take care and happy blendering. Enjoy.